To say that the 2025 season was a write off for Lewis Hamilton would be an understatement. For the first time in his F1 career, he failed to score a single podium in any one of the feature races, and it happened during his first season with Ferrari. While Ferrari weren't at their best either, Hamilton's teammate Charles Leclerc still managed to score 7 podiums. Ferrari team principal Fred Vasseur, while speaking to Corriere del Sera, explained why. Namaste. Welcome to the Good Formula. I am Gino and let's talk about it. The Hamilton Ferrari differences that led to his 2025 struggles. Vasseur started off by explaining why it was difficult for Lewis. I think it was difficult for Lewis, and it's too small a word probably, but it was difficult because after 20 years, I say 20 years because for me, McLaren was McLaren Mercedes, and then Mercedes, he spent 20 years with Mercedes. It was a huge change. He gave a few more details. I personally underestimated the step. It's not that we are doing worse or better, it's that we are doing just differently. It's not just about the food or the weather, it's that every single software is different. Every single component is different. The people around him, they were different. And if you're not on top of everything, you leave a couple of hundredths of seconds on the table. And now, with the field that we have, I think it was in Abu Dhabi in Q2 that you had 1/10 covering P5 and P15. Fred added how they weren't in full control. We were not in full control of every single detail and package, and we lost a bit of the path of the season like this. I think it has to come from everywhere. I think that the mindset of the team and the mindset of the driver has to be that let's try to do a better job everywhere. Fred added how they can improve. It's not that you have something which is going well and the rest is going wrong. At the end of the day, we have to improve. We have to improve into the collaboration with Lewis. We have to improve on the team. He has to improve perhaps on how he gets the best from the car that he has. Fred concluded by pointing out that there is no magic bullet that would fix the Hamilton Ferrari partnership, but a lot of small things they need to work on. It's not that when you're 3/10 behind someone, they have the magic bullet or they have the component in the car with 3/10 faster. Quite often, it's that you have 10 areas where you are 300ths of a second slower. One after one, we have to tackle each point. My take. This sums up perfectly the real reason Hamilton had such a miserable first season with Ferrari. There is definitely a cultural barrier. Unlike his compatriot Sebastian Vettel, who was fluent in Italian and started his F1 career with an Italian team in the form of Toro Rosso, Hamilton has been pretty much an outsider to the way Ferrari work, which is quite unique. This is pretty evident in the way in which Vettel was able to gel with the team in his very first season compared to Lewis. When Lewis made the jump from McLaren to Mercedes back in 2013, many, including me, saw it as a move in the wrong direction. But after a mediocre debut season, it paid off in the best way. Hamilton went from being a one-time champion to a 7-time champion. There is one big similarity here as well. Just like in 2013, Hamilton has made the switch 1 year before a major regulations change. It is worth noting that the change is a bigger one and Hamilton is entering the twilight years of his career. But if anyone can turn things around and get both himself and Ferrari to winning ways, it is Lewis Hamilton. Thankfully, we only have to wait a few months to find out if Hamilton has gotten on top of all these differences and if Ferrari can find a happy collaborative middle ground with Lewis to let his talent shine without sacrificing their identity. Rapid rundown. Mercedes driver George Russell feels that Max Verstappen is obviously the gold standard at the moment. I think he's the one that I'd want to go head to head with. He's the only driver on the grid that you'd want to be teammates with to see your competitiveness. Defending world champion Lando Norris explained, I know at times I say some stupid things and I say some things about Max. Or I might have said some things at times in the past that everyone talks about Lewis. Some things I regret, I wish I could take back and never have come out of my mouth. Fernando Alonso is confident that Aston Martin will succeed. I think it's, for me, a guarantee. The biggest question is when. And that's what we are all trying to make happen as soon as possible. Mercedes driver Kimi Antonelli knows more obstacles lie ahead, but compared to a year ago, I now have a much clearer picture of what awaits me. If you stuck around till the end, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Do let me know your thoughts in the comments. Bye bye.